everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy you're here, and we'll get right into it. I'm going to look on some questions that we had asked from you guys on Facebook. Let's see what we got. We'll start with our page. Lindsay left me right away, of course. That's not the kitchen, hon. That's not where your tea is. All right, let's see here. What is up, Tonka? How you doing? Where's our post? Where's our stuff? Where's my stuff?
No, the tea's getting too hot.
Where's my stuff? I can't find the questions we asked. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, the first question we got, Lindsay,
Yeah?
was from Tiffany on Facebook.
Okay.
And she wants to know, can you go more into detail about the schools and how to enroll? This is a question that we get all the time. So I think it's a great thing to go into a little bit more detail with it, which we did originally a long time ago on our channel, but we're obviously a little bit more seasoned now. So
Yes.
hello, Jessica. How are you this evening?
Hi.
All right.
We need to do this lighting
So-
his way too.
Okay, fix the lighting. So as far as enrollment in the schools, you know, thinking about it, I don't know how much different it is from other states because we never really had to deal with it because we had always just had our kids in school. you know?
Yes.
So our process here, we had to bring all of our transcripts, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had to have immunization records transferred to the Florida Health Department.
Yes.
What else do we need? We need to have proof of address.
Did you say shot records?
That's immunizations,
Okay.
yes. We had to have, like I said, what did I just say?
I
You
don't
got me
know.
off track.
Shot records.
Shot records, which is immunizations.
Grades.
Grades. We had to have proof of address.
Yes.
And also, there's something else. Oh, they had to have a physical as
Yes.
well. So they had to have
They had to be up to date.
No, they had to have a physical done by the. Oh no, that's right. They had to have an up-to-date physical.
Yeah.
But the immunization records had to be transferred to the state of Florida. So that was the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
That took a couple days.
Yes.
So, other than that, that's pretty much your enrollment process. Otherwise, or other than, you know, filling out all the paperwork and all that stuff, and the schools, the public schools, there was no fees, which was really weird to us because we're used to school fees as far as whatever administration fees or whatever they call
Yep.
it. But there was none of those here in Florida, for at least for the schools that we go to. And other than that, I mean, the main thing is what we keep preaching is just because you move to an area where there's a school that supposedly has good grades, I guess you can call it, doesn't mean that you're going to be able to get into that school. Does not mean that. Lots of them are at capacity. Even if you live right across the street from that school,
Yep.
if it's not a public school, you might not be getting into it.
Yep.
So that's something to keep in mind. I don't know how much more detail you want us to go into the enrollment process. If there's anything else, specific questions you have, please let us know.
Yes.
What is up, GB? Hope your family is feeling better tonight. I mean, mostly everybody is except for Miles.
Mm-hmm.
Miles is still coughing a bunch. You know,
We had a little scare with you last night. We thought you were getting sick,
I
but
just woke up with sweats.
you ended up being all right this
Hi,
morning.
Michael. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Chrissy or Jeff, but maybe both. Hello to you. I pinned your live chat at the top. Hey, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Heading down there April 17th to buy our home. Just sold my home here in Boston. Are you worried, Tonka, about the whole situation going on?
Oh no.
Oh boy, come on, Sullivan. Always,
No.
it never fails, does it?
Never fails.
Are you worried about the current situation going on? I don't know if anything's getting canceled as far as closings or anything like that. I suppose it still has to happen. So let us know what's going on if you hear anything. OOTD Fashion, how are you dealing with the virus? Well, we're dealing with it like everybody else. You know, we have a child and Miles, who is, we don't know what's going on with him.
No.
So the flu test was negative, so we're pretty much putting ourselves in self-quarantine. I mean, other than me having to randomly go to the store, and trust me, I've went to the store, and I went with my mask on,
Yep.
and I go with my hand sanitizer, and I bring my own cleaning wipes. That's how we're dealing with it. I mean, we're not going out any more than we have to go.
Yep.
So, Gretchy Spice, hey guys, hope all is well. It's as well as it can be. Shelly, hello. Buffalo, hi. Hi to Sully with little heart eyes. Look
Sully.
at you.
Sully's
always a
worrying
star
me
of
a
the
little bit.
Look at, he's got his virus shirt on. Look at that.
His siblings keep saying it's
Yeah,
his
right.
virus.
Dad, you put my sweatshirt on.
That's not a swimsuit, those are shorts.
No, that's his suit.
Sully's been worrying me a little bit today. He's had a lot of sneezing. He's started having some coughing and complaining of his belly. So, fingers crossed, guys, that Mr. Sully isn't.
He's sick.
You're sick.
So Chrissy says when they were down in Pensacola, schools were so filled with students, they had no classrooms. They had trailers or FEMA trailers to use for classrooms. They enjoyed walking outside as for hallways. Man, you know, there's so many new schools that have been being built in Florida right now. Hopefully that's not an issue anymore. I know they are full. You know, the schools are full. New ones pop up and they fill up immediately
Yes,
because
they do.
there's so many people moving here. Shelly says, trying to plan out my grocery budget for down there. Our Walmart price is pretty much the same. And the super Walmart's a thing, or do they just have neighborhood markets? They have super Walmarts. And for the most part, the prices are pretty much the same,
Yeah, I've never-
except
Hi,
for in the
Clyde.
really high tourist areas.
Yeah.
If we go to the one, because we're kind of in that Disney area, and we can go to one the opposite way from Disney, that's about the same distance. That one's a little cheaper. If you go to the one by Disney, it's actually more expensive. So they do kind of capitalize on the touristy areas. Hello from Wisconsin, where it's currently at 27 degrees.
I know, I just talked to my sister.
It's like 85 here today,
Yes,
and it was hot.
very hot today.
But
It was hard on everyone. It
not
was
to brag. You know.
it was humid too.
All right, let's see. What else do we have on from Facebook? I gotta go to a different page here. Bear with us, everybody.
Sully, can I lay you down right here and you wait for Mama to be done? Okay, buddy?
Yeah, go ahead and lay them down.
Let's lay you
Trying to
down.
find this. All right. Man, it's not in that one either. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find the questions we got on Facebook. I'm not as prepared as I probably should be.
Are you gonna go back up and watch your fishing? Mommy bring you something up? No, you can't have the TV on here, okay?
All right.
Because it's too loud. Mom and Daddy are trying to talk, okay? You just lay right here with Mama.
Where? I know we had. Oh, here we go. Now I'm finding it. Somebody else. We have Simone on Facebook. Said, I also live in a small town, Wisconsin. I know I can easily get a job wherever we go, but my husband has been a factory laborer his entire life. In looking, the pay is awful in Florida for just about every line of work. How is it affordable? Well, not every line of work has the awful pay. I mean, there are, factory jobs in Florida are honestly few and far in between because there's not that many exports coming from Florida other than like seafood and stuff like that.
And-
What's that, Lindsay?
Well, no, I mean, did she say every job?
Yeah,
That's not true in all cases.
that is not true in all
You're
cases.
making more money than you did in Wisconsin.
Right, you gotta kind of look around. You have to, as I've said time and time again, be an advocate for yourself. And when you're looking for these jobs, sell yourself to the company as an asset. Tell them why they're gonna make more money by hiring you. You have to find whatever it is that makes you special and sell that to the companies. It's not just a one-way street. Employers can list a job and say we pay this much, but really it's a negotiation both ways. So you got to remember that. Don't just accept the pay that they're offering, because most of the time the companies have more money to give. Okay, let's see if we got any more questions here on YouTube. Hoping the virus doesn't affect a move from Florida to Wisconsin. It's so cold. When are you expecting to move, Gretchy? Because I have a feeling this is going to stick around for a while. I mean, we have a video we're actually going to release tomorrow relating to the virus and everybody who's waiting to move to Florida or anywhere else in that matter. So look out for that video tomorrow. Michael says, I'm moving to the Gulf side in January 2021. We visited 6 times in 12 months. Family of 5, similar age as you guys. My wife is not on board completely. She doesn't want to leave family here in Indiana. You know, where's Lindsay at?
Sorry, guys.
Here she is. So we got somebody saying they're moving in January next year,
Yes?
and the wife's not totally on board because she doesn't want to leave family in Indiana.
Yes.
You can relate to that.
I can totally relate.
I mean, although you were, for the most part, on board with our move, that's what you feared the most, was missing our family.
And I went through,
As much as if you guys have watched our last videos, the school one we did about the ups and downs of the schools here, as emotional as she got in that, we didn't make a video out of the time because we just didn't, I guess, but with the whole leaving family thing, she got just as emotional, if not more. For, a long period of time here in our personal life. So
Yes.
it's something you got to deal with, and it gets better as time goes on. Trust us on that.
100% gets better.
Trust us on that.
Obviously, that's never going to change, you missing your family. But I feel like I'm living proof of getting through that.
Yeah, you definitely got through it. You're
Yeah,
doing well.
I'm
All right.
doing a ton better.
Clara
so there's
says,
hope.
hey from Alaska.
Ooh, I love Alaska.
I know. My parents were supposed to be going to Alaska like
They were
2
supposed
months
to.
from now, and that obviously got derailed.
Mm-hmm.
They're going on a cruise, so it's probably a good thing they're not going.
Yes.
Is there a lottery for charter schools in your school district? There's a lottery here in Anchorage, and our daughter got lucky to get into one charter school in our neighborhood. Yes, there is.
Yes.
But there's...
And it's weird because the 2 good ones, like the 2 really like A-rated schools in our area, one is a lottery, and then the other one, remember the other one is, it's not a lottery, it's, how do they do that? The arts. Remember, it's done now.
I don't even know. I think it's a wait list, isn't it?
It's just waitlisted.
Yeah,
So,
it's a wait
and
list.
with both of them, the siblings are not guaranteed.
No.
So you could have a student over here and a student over here. It's not just, if this one gets in,
So
it's an automatic.
what we're trying to
this one.
say is it's kind of up to each individual charter school and how they want to run it, really. Man, we're getting behind here again. We shop more at Walmart. Publix was higher. Publix is higher prices.
Yes.
Although Publix runs the buy one get one free deals, that when you find those on things,
Yes.
you get really good deals at Publix when they have the buy one get one free, because there's always constantly things in Publix that are buy one get one free. They change it up all the time, and you can find some pretty good deals that way.
I like Publix. I mean, obviously Walmart is really convenient because there's so much, obviously, that you can get done in one shopping. But don't you feel like Publix reminds you of a lot of Festival?
Yeah, it
at
does.
home? Just fresher stuff.
Gretchen says, we're just concerned coming from a strong Wisconsin union to Florida, where Jake will probably not be better off in the union there. I can relate to that
Yes.
100% because I came from a union shop in Wisconsin, and the union is not very strong down here in Florida.
No.
And honestly, the non-union shops pay more. So that's something you have to, because I left my union retirement and all that stuff and kind of worked out a deal here with my new employer where I'm making a decent amount in that still, but it's, you can't really beat the union benefits. That's the
Right.
problem. And now
That-
being non-union, things come out of your pay rather than on top of your pay, which is a big deal. And you got
It
to really
is.
consider that if you're a union worker up north coming down south, you really got to consider that when you're making that transition, because you got to factor that into how much you're getting paid.
Yes.
Oh man, we're so far behind, Lindsay.
It's all right.
Chrissy says hardly no manufacturing bummer. Some manufacturers they could have what would be super hot inside. It was hot in my husband's job, and it was 46 outside here in Western Illinois. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of manufacturing jobs here in Florida, unfortunately, for people that are in that field. But
Why
there's
do
a
you
lot.
think that is?
I'm not sure.
Why there's not factories?
I'm not sure. Not sure. But there's a lot of other jobs. So
Yes.
consider switching, possibly.
Which isn't always easy to do. It'd be like you.
I was wondering, how are the Aldi stores there? They're almost exactly the same as the Aldi stores everywhere else. I've only been in a few of them. They just built one not far from our house now.
Did they?
Yeah, it's over by Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so we got an Aldi by our house now, but actually that's where I got TP a couple weeks ago when that whole craze went
Was
on.
it?
I went and one in Orlando, yeah, and they're pretty much the same as what I remember Aldi's being in Wisconsin.
You gotta
so.
put the quarter in.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't get a cart, but yeah, you do. Gretchen says we're planning to move in November this year. First baby due in August. Congratulations to you. We love
I
babies.
love babies.
And hopefully by November this whole thing will blow over. So hopefully you're good by then.
Yes.
Larry says I'll be retiring from Illinois. I'm moving to Port Orange, Florida. Is the Port Orange, Daytona Beach, Ponce Inlet, Florida nice area? Yes, it is. Daytona, not so much if you're going to be living like in Daytona. There's some pretty rough areas there, but Port Orange is actually a really nice area. And a couple years ago, I don't know if you even remember this, probably 3 years ago now, when I got offered a job down here that was in DeLand, and we were looking at good areas around there, and Port Orange was one area I kind of settled on because they have pretty good school districts, the neighborhoods were really nice, and that's where I was hopefully planning to move us at that time. So Port Orange, from what I know, is very nice. Cruises to Alaska, not a good idea. Cruises anywhere aren't a good idea right now.
Yeah.
I actually heard that they're going to be turning some cruise ships into like floating hospitals, if the need be.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh wow.
You gotta make money somehow, right?
Yeah.
Michael says, wife, oh man, where'd it go? Wife is sitting here with me watching. Thanks so much for the bit of confidence. You guys rock. Thank you.
Betcha.
And he's the one that asked about the wife missing family and stuff too. So it's,
hey, reach out to me. She can reach out to me. She can private message me.
and we're just like Olive
I'm
Garden,
here
you know?
for you, so-
when you come here, you're family.
Family.
So that's a good one.
No, but honestly, all jokes aside, for real, I'm here if, I'm even willing to extend my telephone number privately and I can chat with her. Wish I had that with somebody when I was going through it. So 100%, I'm here for you. So any questions, anything?
Andrea says, have you been to the Cape Coral area? Thoughts? We went to Punta Gorda, which is pretty close to Cape Coral. And we didn't necessarily go around neighborhoods that much, but like the marina area there was so super nice. We loved it there.
Yes.
I mean, the restaurants, the shopping there, just the atmosphere.
Yep.
It was beautiful. So Cape Coral, I think, is just a little bit south of there. I
Yeah.
think.
I'm
But-
taking all my stuff off here.
Take my shirt off.
No.
Taking it all off.
Not gonna be doing that.
But yeah, from what I know, the Cape Coral area is very beautiful, very nice. And just a quick plug here, guys. We are pretty close to our 1,500 subscribers.
T-shirt time.
So if you have not subscribed to our channel, there's a little button right below here. Just click it, because once we get to 1,500 subscribers, we're gonna give away another t-shirt to somebody that's subscribed to our channel. So click the subscribe button.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Let's have a barbecue.
Watch some of our videos, comment on them, and that's how you're gonna win the shirt. So just keep that in mind. Clara says, oh man, that's a weird lottery then. Thanks for the info. Appreciate you two helping folks across the country with your videos. You rock. You rock, Clara.
You rock.
Clara? What do you
Let me
think?
see. Clara.
Clara. Okay, Clara.
No.
Clara?
Clara. It's Clara.
All right, Fallon says, do you think your littles will get into current school or will you move? We're happy now. We're happy with where we're at. We've settled the differences we've had.
Yes. Okay. Let me explain this.
Okay.
I got back to an email today
Yes, you
that
did.
I think explained quite a bit. So we obviously had a lot of ups and downs with this, both the schools. The school that the children are at now was like quote me on, I said, was not sunshine and roses in the beginning. However, I urge you, if you have time and you're looking into this stuff, to call ahead, set your schools up, do your research, and figure out how they run things down here. Because I really feel like if we would have done that, it wouldn't have been such a, like, would you agree, a shock to the system. If we would have known ahead of time, like, this is how they do things, correct?
That's right.
So I feel like in sitting down with, the assistant principal and him explaining to us, like, listen, this is how we do this is how we do this. Going forward, what is the best way to communicate? What is easier? What would make it better for the teachers? So we really had to advocate for ourselves, for our kids. And I agree with you. I think we're in a good place.
We are in a good place.
Everybody's on the same page. We now know because we came into this and it is a completely different system down here.
Watch our last video about
Yeah.
schools and you'll kind of get, you can't go into the situation down here expecting exactly the same
No.
situation that you came from.
No.
Things are going to be different.
It's going to be different.
And you got to realize that and let the teachers do their job, but don't let them,
Don't slack on it.
You have to be an advocate for your child.
You have to advocate. That is my biggest advice for schools down here is you need to advocate for your children.
Right.
You just do. And I will say, you need to advocate the communication because I feel like that is the biggest difference from our Midwest, would you say our Midwest, like how it was done there?
Our way of life.
And here, and I think it's because it's probably a lot of a bigger school, correct?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of children.
It's a much bigger school.
So you really have to stay on the communication. I think that was the biggest shocker for me. I was just like, well, wait a minute. You know what I mean?
And you got to realize too, the teachers have so much more to deal with here.
They
because
do.
There's some kids that don't even speak English.
Exactly.
It's okay. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that it's just different. We're not used to that. So
Exactly.
it's just stuff to get used to.
Yep. And I think if you know how it's done and you're prepared ahead of time that, listen, this is how it rolls down here, you're good. Everything will be fine.
Derek says, hopefully this all passes before July because my lease starts on the 7th of July. Any tips for a Midwesterner moving to Florida in the dead of summer?
Ooh.
Honestly, Florida in the dead of summer in July is not going to be that much different than the Midwest in July, to be honest. I mean, it's the humidity is a little bit more, but the heat, you still get 90-degree temperatures in the Midwest in July.
Not consistent.
Yeah, but the sun is a lot more intense.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was going to say, bring your sunscreen.
big sunscreen. I mean, it's going to be the sun is
Or if you're
intense.
anything like me, bring the accelerator.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just kidding.
The sun is, no, you're not. The sun is intense and the humidity is intense. Literally, you're going to walk outside and be like, lots of the time. It's
so-
thick. The air is so thick, it's literally, you feel like you could cut it with a knife.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, just be prepared for that.
and it's going to be like that from about May through October.
Yeah.
So, be ready for that. Jessica's hoping to move end of July too. I hope that all works out for all of you.
Oh, it's on my birthday.
Gretchen says, Jake and I are smiling. Big thank you for the congratulations. We're so excited. We want lots of children too. You guys helped me persuade them to leave Wisconsin. All right. Well,
Aw.
we're happy we could do that.
Yes, we're always here. I love babies.
And when you
Big
come down,
families are awesome.
When you come down,
Let's have a barbecue.
Whitley says, finally caught you on live. Well,
Oh, good.
that's good things happen when you subscribe to our channel and
Oh gosh, don't be cheesy.
hit that bell,
Don't
right?
be
That you'll
cheesy.
get the notification that we're going live. So
Don't
that's what you
be
got to do.
Cheesy.
What is this? Oh, how did you deal with your kids being homesick for the old hometown? Oh, homesick from the old hometown and friends. How'd you deal with them being homesick?
Lots of talking. We're really big family meeting. You know what Dad means business when he's like, family meeting.
Oh yeah.
It was just a lot of talking with Brody.
You know
We
what?
did his buddies.
We had one of his friends come down and stay with us for a week, which
which
helped.
I was a little worried how that was gonna go because I didn't know if it was gonna make the situation worse because it was right during Brody's like dead of I want to go home and miss everyone. So I thought, oh boy, this could either go one or two ways, right? It could go really well and it's just the amount of Dylan that he needed, or this could go way the other way and he'd be hiding in Dylan's suitcase and wanting to go back home. So, but it ended up being perfect. I think just we did a lot of talking with him and helping him and being like, what can we do, buddy? What can we do to get through this? And I think a lot of FaceTime with family and a lot of chatting with his friends and playing them the video games with his friends. And
Yeah.
I mean, would you say? I mean, it was just,
It's been a pretty smooth transition.
It has.
For that. Yeah.
my kids have done tremendously better with that than I was.
All right. Larry
So.
says, my family really loves your broadcast. Keep up the great work.
Oh, thanks, Larry.
Yeah. Gretchen says, help him realize that there is so much more stuff to do when it comes to raising a family there than here. No more being cooped up. That's our main reason for
Yeah.
being here. I mean, it's so hard right now because we can't go anywhere
Yeah.
and we love our adventures, and we were so pumped because we came up with this whole new plan for our whole channel where
Yep.
we're gonna do, an informational video and then an adventure, an informational video, adventure. And we had
And we had so many places
we had
lined
so
up.
many adventures lined
that,
up, and now we
um,
had to cancel them all, and who knows when it's going to be, but we're so excited to do it. And we've went on so many more adventures that, we took, like 3 months off of YouTube last year, which was a stupid idea.
That was really,
But we went on so many adventures during that time that we could have shared with all of you, and we so regret that we didn't. But this summer is going to be a new story.
I think to each your own. I mean, we are very much, and sounds like you are as well, Gretchen, that, we wanted the world for our kids, and we wanted to be able to,
Culture them.
between the languages, the food, just all the different
experiences.
things. And the fact that like Sully was 2 in the water with manatees.
Our kids have
I
swam
mean,
with manatees,
stingrays.
dolphins, stingrays. They've done so much stuff.
Brody did the scuba diving thing with the head. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
we wanted
You
that.
can't do that stuff in Wisconsin.
No, you can't. And it's just
We've seen how many different kinds of snakes now and alligators and all that
we've
stuff.
been on airboat rides. My kids have wrestled
Yeah,
baby
they
ones.
sat on an alligator, yeah. So.
It's just awesome.
Whitley says, love your hair, Linz.
Oh, thanks. I don't know. I'm having
Just trying something new,
no.
Shelly says, love your hair.
Thank you.
You guys do have a Florida glow to you now after watching past videos.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shelly.
And I think we're a little tan now too, hopefully.
I wish I could delete those other videos, but I
Yeah.
know that they're helpful for people to see and to see the progress
transition, right.
and see the change, but I can't even look at them. It was a sad time.
Oh, where'd that go?
So
Ashley says, any specific tips for renting down there? This will be our first time renting, so we are trying to figure out things to watch out for, questions to ask, etc. when we start shopping, moving
That's
from
you.
Texas. Well, just be careful, I guess.
yes, that was my biggest thing. I was always afraid it was a scam.
Don't give any money over the internet. Don't try to hold something over the internet. Physically get here, and don't go on Craigslist because there's so many scams on Craigslist.
You need to get here and then make your list of showings because the showings that you make from Texas, they're going to be gone by the time you hang up
Ashley,
the
I'll
phone.
tell you, go to any of these moving to Florida groups and put a post on there and say, I want to rent. Is there any realtors that can help me with renting or specialize in renting in this specific area? And someone will reach out to you and they will
Yes.
help you. That's what we did. We had a
And
realtor show us houses.
We have a couple good ones too, so reach out to us privately and we can get the info
Definitely.
to you.
Shelby says, hi, did you guys pick your city in Florida because your job offer? Would you rather be in a different city in Florida? If
Yes,
so, what city? Well,
Job, yes, I'd like to be somewhere else.
we kind of picked where we are because of my job and a mixture of where we could find affordable housing and decent schools in the area. So
See,
it's kind of like a big mixture.
We didn't want to be we've never, even when we were back in Wisconsin, because even when we lived in Wisconsin, we've always been really adventure people, and I just don't want to be house.
Right. I mean,
I don't want to be house. I'd rather be spending our money and doing those things on life,
Yeah.
life things, teaching the kids,
Me
getting them
having-
out, traveling.
me having a little bit longer drive home is worth being able to do all that.
Yes.
I mean, we could rent a house 10 minutes from my work with a really nice school district, but we would pay either twice as much in rent for the same house, or we'd have 1,000 square foot house with 5 kids.
Right.
So
and
that's not something
not
we want.
being able to do the way we like to live our life.
Chris?
So, no, we need to tell her
Okay.
where we'd like to be.
So what city?
So yeah, I would like to be somewhere else, and I would like to be, what's that little town, that beach town that I fall in love with every single time?
Where? What side?
I mean, obviously, if I had my dream, I'd be in Naples.
Yeah.
But what's that one that every time we go there and we eat on the beach, I'm like, I want to live here, with our feet in the sand, where we actually eat. Do we go there with my dad?
That was St. Pete where we went.
I love St. Pete. I do love St. Pete, but where's
Clearwater?
any beach town that is more homey feeling than dealing with a lot of touristy stuff. But I would like to be closer to the water.
We're so far behind. Chrissy says when Jeff did outside construction, he had to reapply sunscreen every
Mm-hmm.
4 minutes when framing. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. The sun is so intense here.
Yeah.
Shelly says, have you found being outside more has encouraged a healthier lifestyle?
100%.
Yes, especially since you're going to be seeing your bathing suit a lot more.
Tell me about it.
So you don't want to be, you want to be looking as good as you can. And plus, the heat, I feel like it really curbs your appetite.
It does.
So you don't feel, when it's all doom and gloom.
Excuse
He's got
you.
something all over his face. Anyway, when it's all
Come here, baby boy.
cloudy outside and you can't go outside, people do bored eating, right? You eat when you get bored,
Well, another thing too, tell them about how we used to be big binge watchers, and now we don't even watch TV.
Yeah, we don't even have TV anymore. We used to sit inside and watch TV all winter, and we don't. Now we have YouTube and Netflix, and that's it. Barbecue it is, says Gretchen, Wisconsin style. You bring the spotted cow with you when you move down, and we'll have a barbecue. I get brats here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I just gotta boil them in beer myself.
I need
They don't.
someone to hook me up with some cheese curds.
Yeah, cheese curds. Send cheese curds. Somebody send us some cheese curds. The real ones, the ones that squeak between your teeth, right?
Yes.
Not the breaded stuff. We can get the breaded ones at Culver's, but you can't find real Wisconsin cheese curds here. GB says, so would you recommend me bringing my daughter's school records during a visit before moving to find the perfect school? You only need the records when you're going to actually be doing the admission process. You don't need them to get accepted or anything like that, unless you're trying to get in some sort of prep school or something where they need to have certain grades maybe. But as far as the admissions process, that's when you're gonna need the school records. You don't need them to find a school. Allison says, first time catching you live. I love watching you guys. We would love to eventually move to Florida, and we have learned a lot from your videos. Thank you. Thank you. You're so welcome for, I guess, thank you. So welcome too, yeah. We like making the videos for you guys. We love helping you guys out. And we love that you guys love watching us. Clara says, are you planning a trip to Key West? Well, actually, we'd love to go to Key West in the future, but I just saw today that Key West actually is closed right now to everyone except for residents. They completely shut it down to tourists. So sometime in the future, definitely we want to go to Key West. That's on our list for sure. That's going to have to be a weekend trip though. Sarah says, do kids play baseball, softball year-round in Florida? Definitely. They have, well, they're supposed to be in a spring league now, but that's postponed, obviously. But they have a spring league that goes all the way into June, and then they have fall ball that actually starts in August, so there's like a month off. And then there's also winter camps and all that stuff that you can do, different leagues. I mean, our oldest one is on the traveling team now, like the all-star team for baseball, and they do tournaments year-round. So yes, they play year-round here in Florida. Hello, Erica. How are you? Gretchy is laughing because Jake said I could see myself smoking a cigar with this guy. Yeah, when your baby's born, let's smoke a cigar for sure. Whitley, any leads for engineering jobs? My husband is a mechanical engineer and we would love to move ASAP. As far as leads, I don't have any, but I can tell you that's a hot job here in Florida. Hopefully this whole virus thing doesn't, wreck the economy too much. But Florida is a hot pot for construction. So engineering, project managers, superintendents, laborers, all that stuff, there's a huge demand for it. Hopefully there still will be after all this is over. I don't necessarily have leads for it, but I mean, just my best advice, depending on what kind of mechanical engineering it is, because I know there's like HVAC, there's plumbing, there's all that stuff. Find the companies you'd want to work for, and even if they don't have jobs listed, reach out to
Send them
them.
an email.
Reach out to them and say, listen, this is my background. This is what I can offer to your company, like I said
Yep.
before, and sell yourself to those companies. That's what I did. The company I work for didn't even have a job listed. So
Yep.
you got to think outside the box sometimes. Be smarter than the other people you're trying to go up against,
Sell yourself.
Right.
Guys, can I just say something quick?
Yes.
I think we have a man down.
Who?
Sully.
Sully's sick now too?
Guys, I think Sully Wooly is sick. It's official.
Gretchen says they'll bring a care package for sure. Any Quick Trip requests?
Ooh.
Quick Trip. What does Quick Trip have that? Well, the cheese curds for sure. And
Cheese
spotted cow.
curds.
All that yummy stuff.
Let me think about that. Don't they have those cookies? They're homemade.
Oh, Quick Trip does have cookies.
Like as big
yeah.
as your face? Pretty sure they do.
Lowat says, how long did it take for you to find a new family doctor and dentist?
Pediatrician was pretty quick.
The pediatrician was
because
very fast.
Literally, we posted in the
moms group.
the moms group, and it was literally the same doctor, probably 200 comments.
And he is great. He actually called you personally yesterday. Right?
He calls me personally. He's on call all weekend. He checks. I mean, he's amazing.
We did the exact same thing with the dentist too. We posted in there, and
Yep.
it just so happens the dentist and
Is
the
right next.
and the pediatrician, they're in the same building.
Yep.
And we can't say it, if you're moving to our area, Celebration
Yes.
Pediatrics, Celebration Pediatric Dentistry.
Okay, so that's another thing too. Going back, who was that that asked me where I wanted to live? If
Shelby did it.
if I didn't go by the beach, Celebration's downtown.
Yeah, you gotta have some money for that though,
Yeah,
girl.
I mean, like, you just have to be a brain surgeon, and
No,
then
well, or not have any kids and be able to live in a small place.
yeah, that's true.
So, yeah. Shelly says, does the school send over an electronic version of the school records, or do I need to have physical copy? Ours faxed it.
Yeah,
I think you have to have a physical copy, but
I
Like-
would tell you just have it, because remember how much of a headache
it
that
was a headache, and
It
I think
was-
we got lucky because, like, I keep what the hell happened there? I keep going back to, the last video we did about schools, and we mentioned in there how we had like such a personal relationship with the office ladies, the teachers, everything there. We're like, we moved here. They knew we were moving here, and they were like almost crying that we were leaving.
You know.
And we were able to call the office there, and as soon as we said hello, and they're like, "Oh, hi, Lindsay,"
You
and-
want to know something too? How personal the relation? Do you remember Miles's teacher for an entire year? She had all the kids pen pal.
yeah.
Each child, every 2 weeks, would write Miles a note because they knew Miles was struggling.
Yep.
So
And that's what I was getting at, though, is that we had such a personal relationship with the office ladies there that we called, and it was no problem for
Yep.
them to fax over whatever we needed.
So if you got good office ladies where you're at,
And that was the same with our kids' pediatrician office back in Wisconsin too.
Yep.
They faxed over everything we needed immediately.
yep.
Christy says, try Indeed, type it in the search engine and their app. Don't give up. That's right. There's lots of different job apps out there, job sites. The pediatrician was in the same office shared with the rain room as the dentist. Very neat. Helped a lot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily a Florida thing or whatever, but
It was, and the dentist, we got lucky again. They're great.
yeah.
I mean, they're awesome.
They have in the waiting room there, they have iPads for the kids to play
Yeah,
games on,
which,
and
like,
then each
super
kid,
full
even
of germs, but
now that you don't think about
Now
that
I-
times like that.
now we won't be
But
playing with
now,
those.
what I thought was cool is when Miles had to have a tooth extracted.
yeah.
And we went there, with all of our kids, and they were all actually pretty good there. But they have these little vending machines in there.
Yep.
And they gave each kid a token to get a prize out of the vending machine. They thought
That
that
weren't
was
even
cool.
well, and then Sully has the lady wrapped around her finger because Sully picked one and it was a yellow car and he wanted a blue car. So the ladies actually opened up the entire machine until he got a blue one. And now the second time we were there, they just right away opened up the machine for him and got him a blue one. So that's what I like.
Lowat
Reminds me of home.
says, I hear Florida has a weekend that you can buy hurricane preparedness items without sales tax. Is that true? And when is it? I haven't
I'm
heard of
not
that.
sure.
We've lived here over a year now, so if they had it, I would think we would have known about it. If they have it, I'm guessing it's going to be at the start of hurricane season,
Yeah, probably.
which is coming up here pretty soon.
So we'll keep an eye on
So
that.
we will definitely keep an eye on that because I didn't hear about it last year, but last year we weren't really thinking about that. And then
No.
when Hurricane Dorian was projected to come right at us, then it was a big panic, and I went out and panic bought a generator
Yeah.
and everything else, and all I've done is run it to make sure it works.
Yeah.
So at least we got one now.
Yeah.
What are the storage unit prices like in Florida? Are most of them climate controlled? I don't know the pricing because we haven't had to necessarily look at a storage unit yet.
Yeah.
But some of my jobs that I've done for work are storage unit facilities, and most of them, yes, are climate controlled, indoor climate controlled, and that's pretty much, I think, for the humidity, because anything that's wood or anything like that is going to get wrecked. Even
Yeah.
metal is going to get rusty and all that stuff because of the humidity. So especially if you're by the ocean with all the salt in the air and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I didn't
So how are the fire ants treating you all? Not so bad since we started having an
Since
exterminator.
we know, well, and like that we know that that's what those are, like those piles. Because when we first moved here, we didn't
the kids
know.
would be stepping on them.
Yeah, we
As
didn't
Sully
know.
calls them ant holes.
Ant holes, yeah. But no, they're fine.
All right, I think we got Jennifer from Facebook says, I keep hearing the schools are different, but no one that says this goes into detail about how they're different. Thoughts? Take this away. The schools are totally you.
Okay, so, well, you can help me with this too.
I can definitely help you.
Okay, so, number one,
Oh man, we got so
where
many more
we
questions
go,
on here.
like, okay, so our old school in Wisconsin, say a child was sick, right?
Yep.
And I forgot to call them in because I'm like dealing with them. Within 10 minutes of that school starting,
They'd say, hey, where's Brody or where's
yeah, they'd
whatever
call
your
me.
kid's name is.
They'd call me right away and be like, hi, Lindsay, hey, what's going on?
Here-
And like, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot. They're like, we figured, but we just wanted to make sure, he didn't walk to school and,
We
whatever.
can't speak for all the schools because
We
our kids
cannot.
only go to a certain school.
And I think
but
that's why I've told you that I feel like people are gonna get frustrated because we just keep saying it's different, but it's hard because we've only have experience with 2 schools.
right.
So we don't want to do the every school.
What she's saying about if a kid is sick or something here, like you don't even have to call them in.
No, see, and this is what really got me really worried at first because remember when I told you that like they just said if your child isn't here, we assume he's with you. Okay? Well, my children take the bus. What about the children who walk to school?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That child could potentially something could be wrong, right?
It could
Wrong.
happen on the way to school.
To school.
And then you don't know it until after school and they're not getting home.
Exactly. Parents go to work. They think, child's walking to school. And now we've got 8 hours that have went by where's that child? You know what I mean? So that was that was a little weird to me. I was like, that's really weird.
And there's other subtle differences that are different to us, but might not be different to other people.
Exactly.
Because we came from a small town.
Small town.
And now we're in, almost, one of the most grossly populated areas in Florida. And our kids go from a small school where literally they know everybody to now they're in a school with 1,000 kids, 1,500 kids. You know,
And the
it's a
kids
big
are
school.
constantly coming and going.
Right,
And
and
I
you
think
have
that's
kids from all different walks of life, you know, all different places of the world, pretty much.
Okay,
So-
and then I have some more because I want to answer this question.
Okay.
So, another thing I would say the big one is just the lack of communication. You definitely have to advocate. Another one is we came from a school, again, done differently, where children in the elementary school, it was an automatic, you had recess. You had to have X amount of time outside to stretch your legs, let them run, let them play. That's not the case here. They can get it taken away
Yeah, they get.
all the time.
I don't even think they have a recess, right?
No, they
Their
don't.
recess is Phi-Ed class.
It's Phi-Ed because they can classify the outside time and Phi-Ed as one.
Right.
So because of our children, they have Phi-Ed always outside. They don't, recess is not mandatory. And they also do something that's called silent lunches, which is hard for me to get used to. Because what it is they take if the majority of the children are acting, not listening, they entire class, the entire pod is on silent lunch. And knock on wood, it's hard for us, right, would you say, because we're not biased. We're not saying our children are perfect. But it's hard for us when we know that, like, because the teachers are telling us that our children aren't doing that. So, right, they're not acting out, but yet they still have to not even be able to talk while they're eating lunch. Which I feel is hard if you continue to do that, because then the children that are being good, I think as they get older, they could get to the point where it's like, what's the point? We're gonna get punished just as if we were talking and goofing around, you know. So just kind of some of those things that are like, man, that is so different. Like, we've never had that. We've always had recess, never had to deal with silent lunches before. Come on, help me out.
I'm sorry, I was looking for our other questions on Facebook because I want to make sure. that we
So those have
answer them.
been some of our frustrations. But now we understand. They sat down, they talked to us. They're working on the recesses, and they are looking to make changes.
There's so
for-
many little differences that it's hard for us to really name them all out, and you know, it's kind of it's on an experience by experience basis because
Exactly.
everyone's coming from a different situation
Yeah.
into a different situation. So it's gonna really, we're just letting you know it's gonna be different. I mean, I'm sure if we went from a Wisconsin school to say a Connecticut school, it's gonna be different. You know,
Right.
it's gonna be different anywhere. You know, it's just
Some of the things I'm saying, you're probably like, well,
that's what it's.
that's
how it is
what we
here.
do. Yeah, so it's hard. We're sharing our, you know what I mean, like our experience and how it's different from where we're coming from. And like I said, not all schools here in Florida are like that. It's just the ones that we've
been
have experience
exactly.
with, and that's what's been different. And I would say too, like Eric said before, just the one-on-one, but it's not all teachers are like that either. We have Maverick teacher that is very much one-on-one with
she's
us.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Moving on.
moving on.
All right, I want to get to another question here on Facebook. Allie says, can you please talk about magnet choice schools and what is the starting age to accept? And then I tried to clarify and ask her, is she asking like what ages they can accept you at? And she said, yes, and how to apply. We're in funny Connecticut right now, I'm moving next month. Here for an example, it's a lottery. Is it the same case in Florida? Well, you know, choice or magnet schools, pretty much what that means is that, you know, they teach the exact same curriculum as everywhere else, but they put a heavier focus on a certain area, whether
Yes.
that be science or technology or arts or something like that. So it's not necessarily like a special school. Yeah, I mean it is, but it's still a school. It's not like it's a private school. Most of them are not going to have tuitions or anything like that.
Right.
And as far as a starting age, it's if they have openings, they're going to let you in. You know, if they don't, you're going to be waitlisted.
I think she means like, is it like 5?
Oh no, they have elementaries that are magnet schools or
Yeah.
choice schools. So you can get your child in a technology school starting in kindergarten.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all dependent on the school, and it's going to be different in every area. And the admission process is going to be the same as any of the other charter schools or, like I've said, magnet schools like that, it's going to be the same. You know, it's going to be, you know, you have to show proof of residency. You got to show that they're, what am I trying to say? Help me out here. You got to have all their paperwork and all
Yeah.
that stuff, shots, all that stuff. So it's going to be the same. And the lottery, we already talked about that earlier. Some of them might have a lottery, some of them might be waitlisted. You know, it's all dependent. It's up to each individual
A lot
school.
of them, from my experience, it's not where we came from in the Midwest. If one kid got in, they grandfather everybody in, and that's not.
Right. So
That's-
you
a
got
lot of them are not the
you
case
got to
on
know
that.
what area you're going to move to and reach out to those specific schools and see their process, because we can't give you advice on all the schools as a whole, because
Right.
each one has their
It's
own
so
rules.
different.
Right. It's different.
I know. I gotta stop using that word.
All right, another Facebook question here from Charlene. Can you talk about how the schools are different from where you came from? How big are the class sizes? When do they start, finish school year? What times is school? Here in South Carolina, schools get out at 2:05 and high school doesn't get out until almost 4.
Oh wow.
So the high schools aren't able to watch the little ones, which was surprising me. Okay, so we kind of talked about the differences. The class sizes, I'd say, are
Roughly the
relative.
same.
Yeah, about the same.
20 kids.
Yeah, something like that.
Actually, Maverick has I want to say 13
Oh, really?
or 14, under 20.
When do they start and finish the school year? For the most part, the school year starts here earlier than it
August
was in
12th.
Wisconsin. Yeah, this year started August 12th, and they're out of school like May 30th or
30th,
something like
yep.
that. So the school year runs from like the second week of May or second week of August to the end of May.
Differences from Midwest, they have longer breaks for holidays. They have a lot longer breaks
Mm-hmm.
for holidays, and they have more little random
Breaks throughout the year.
like
Right, that's why they-
rodeo day and stuff like
That's
that.
why they start the school year earlier, is they have more time off throughout the year.
Yes.
From what we were used to. Maybe
Yes.
it's different where you live right now, but from what we were used to, we have more breaks throughout the year. And the school times, you
They're
know more
roughly
about-
the same. Brody back home, he got out at 2:50.
Yeah, Brody gets out at 2:50,
Yep.
which is in middle school, and the high school gets out at 2:50 as well.
Yep.
And I think the elementary school gets out at
3:15.
3:15? Something like that.
And start at 8.
One other big difference we have though is the busing. Like,
So early.
yeah, like the elementary school doesn't start until what, like 8:15 in the morning?
Yeah, something like that.
8:15 in the morning. The bus picks our kids up at 6:30. So that's a difference we should talk
Yes.
about a little bit there. You know, I mean, let you guys know about.
But again, that's
might be the
just-
different. It's ours. You know, that's
it-
where we are.
Yep.
So, all right, let's get back to some on Facebook or on YouTube here. Shelby says, "Are the rentals in Florida first month's rent deposit and last month's rent?" That's what ours was.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be up to probably the landlords in general, but the rentals are in such high demand here in Florida that I think that they don't have problem getting that because there's so many people that are fighting for these rentals.
Yes.
So I would expect to pay the first month, the last month, and security deposit. So
Yeah.
it's a hefty little check you got to give out right away, but
Mm-hmm.
that's what you got to deal with. Whitley says, definitely want to be higher in real life friends
Oh, let's
with
do
you
it.
when we move. Let's do it.
That is, yes, let's do it.
Chrissy says, I understand what you mean. Eric and Lindsay, a small town grew on me. Can't beat 2 miles away from my husband's job. Highly decent wage and benefits. Plus schools are nice. Everyone knows one another. That's, you know, and
Everyone knows
You'll-
your name.
you know, you can get that here too.
You
know?
can.
It's not, we live in a very densely populated area.
Yep.
So there are lots of people that commute far away. And plus I'm battling with all the theme park traffic every day.
Yep.
Not all Florida has theme parks. So it's not
You
gonna
can
be like that
definitely
everywhere.
get that southern hometown feel here.
Yeah.
For sure. You
Depend-
can.
there's
It just depends on where you're at.
Christy says, not sure if we want to move. Maybe when a few kids move out, we'll keep researching. You know, it's
Yeah. That's what you get.
you never know where life's gonna bring you.
Yeah.
So you just gotta roll with it sometimes. All right, another question from Facebook. Amy, do you miss the change of seasons?
Yes.
That's
Not the winter though.
That's a pretty just quick answer.
I missed the first snowfall. Like the first when it's like,
It
oh,
was-
look at
We've been through this before where we talked about it with Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Like going to cut down a Christmas tree when it was 80 degrees out, which we're not going to do again because as much as we love the tradition of cutting down a tree, we learned that we brought ants.
We brought
and
everything,
pollen,
everything living in
and-
it came to live with us too.
Yeah,
So
right. Like we had ants crawling around in our house, and it was fun, cutting it down and stuff. But I think next year we're just gonna buy a tree that got shipped down from up north.
yeah. But I missed the first snowfall, but then I'm always just over the snow. So I just missed the first snowfall,
I miss
and I miss fall.
the crispness of the air in the fall.
I miss
but
hoodie weather.
we get hoodie weather. We get hoodie weather for a couple months. We do, like at nighttime.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I just miss driving down the road and just seeing all the different pretty colors.
What I don't miss is like this time of year up in Wisconsin where everything's brown
Yeah.
and the snow just melted and everything's sloppy.
Slush.
Yeah, sloppy, like the mud everywhere. You can't even walk in your grass without getting mud all over your shoes, and I don't
Yeah.
miss that.
No.
Amy's other questions: do public subs live up to the hype?
I've never had one.
I haven't either, and I
Let's
feel so
do
guilty.
it. We'll do it. We'll eat it right here on the next lot. Oh
Maybe we
wait,
should
not
do
right
it.
now though.
Yeah, not right. Oh, yeah, we can. They still selling subs there.
Are they?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think. I mean,
Can
Publix
we
is
make
still
them
open.
ourselves?
We should do that. Let us know if we should do that. Should we go
Try
get
some Florida
Should we
stuff?
get our first Publix sub and eat it in front of you guys?
I'm up for
We'll
it.
do it.
I'm
We'll
super
do it.
hungry
We'll
right
try it
now,
out.
so I may whip out snack.
Sublix isn't open right now.
Yeah.
Publix. Another Facebook question. Christine says, we have put our move on hold for now. That's not really a question. So, I feel like that's going to be a
sad.
lot of people that have moves that were planned for this time. And we actually already filmed a video tonight that I
Yeah.
have to edit yet.
We'll put it
That
up
we're
tomorrow.
going to be putting out tomorrow, in response to the whole situation with this virus going on.
And guys, keep in mind with this video, it is not to deter anybody from coming here. It is to give hope.
Yeah, right.
It's to give hope that Florida is still going to be here when this is all said and done. And it's just to give hope and that everything's going to be okay. We're going to get through it. If your moves were put on hold, so just want to put that out there.
Right. But yeah, that video coming out is in response to the whole virus situation happening and how that affects everybody that's planning to make the move to Florida. So,
I'm wondering too, who asked me about the schools and to explain it further?
lots of people did.
No, where's the one that I answered the big,
I don't know.
I want to know if she's
Was it
still
on
here.
YouTube?
I want to know if they're still here.
I'm looking. Keep
Find
talking.
it. I want to know if you're still in here and did I answer it okay?
So I think that was from Facebook, Lindsay.
Did I answer it okay? And with what I've explained, is it different from where you're at now? I'm curious. I'm curious to know if the silent lunches, not the kids not expecting to have recess, and just the lack of communication because of the bigger school. Is that something that you go through right now too? Is that something that would be an easy transition for you? Or is that something like, whoa, that's, yeah, I could see that being a shocker. So if you're still in, please,
We got a good question
Let me
from
know.
Brian, which no one's ever asked me this question. Is putting sunscreen on a part of daily life? Not for
We need
us,
to keep-
really.
I was
I
gonna
mean,
tell you to probably answer that.
well, no, I mean, I don't know, I don't burn anymore unless I'm really like sitting out at the beach, like with the sun just beating on me all day. If I'm in a t-shirt, I don't really burn.
No, if we're
don't-
gonna go to the beach and
Yeah,
we're
if we
gonna
go to the
be,
beach, if we're
you
gonna be
know,
outside,
kids are gonna be in the pool.
yeah. If
then
it's
yes.
a normal day, then no, not really. I mean,
No.
if I'm going to the office and I might have to go out and measure a job or whatever, if I gotta go to a meeting or something and walk around a job site or something, I don't put sunscreen on. I mean, I probably
Now,
should.
The
But
kids, if they go on a field trip and it's gonna be Disney,
Yeah.
Disneyland or those kinds of things.
So
then
ridiculous that that's a field trip.
I would definitely put sunscreen on, but no, not on an everyday. No.
unless we're going to do something outside.
Yeah.
Donald says, does Florida have concealed carry law to carry a firearm. Can you explain how hard it is for you to transfer your firearms
I'm
to
gonna get
Florida?
more tea. Do you want some?
Some tea?
Yeah.
I don't drink tea.
I was trying to
I
offer you a
appreciate
drink.
it. I appreciate it. Florida does have concealed carry law. I don't personally own a handgun, so I can't really answer that very well. We've been talking about getting one though. So, I can't answer that as well as I'd like to. I do have a hunting rifle that I'm not even sure if I was supposed to transfer anything here. So let me know, Donald, if you're here still, if I'm supposed to do something with my rifle, because I really didn't. So it'd be good to know if I'm breaking the law or not, I guess. Erica says public subs are fantastic.
Let's do it.
And GB says she loved the makeup video, so why not a food video? Let's do it. We'll eat some subs in front of you guys. I don't think we're gonna get a whole lot of views on that, but that's okay. Maybe we will, who knows? Erica can't wait to get here in September. And I hope that this whole thing doesn't last that long. You know, hopefully it doesn't derail anybody's plans that are that far out. I sure hope it doesn't. Clara says we call Sloppy Springs breakup season in Alaska. They have
Why?
They have two. Probably, I don't know if it's breakup because everybody wants to leave there. Then I'm not sure, or breaking up the snow. I don't know. They have 2 feet of snow right now, and it won't be gone until after Easter.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, that is rough. I can't imagine that. How's the tap water down here? Brian wants to know. Ours
I
is
don't drink
okay.
it.
Ours is okay.
I don't drink it.
Lindsay doesn't drink it, but ours is okay. I don't know.
I
what
drink
it's-
bottles.
We
So
always
our
buy
kids.
bottled water, and our kids drink bottled water. Lindsay drinks bottled water. Pretty much, I drink bottled water, not because I won't drink tap water, just because I guess. But we do drink the tap water. Lindsay's making tea out of the tap water as we speak, so it's not like it's.
I drink the tap water.
Yeah, you drink the tap water. You just didn't know it. So, yeah, we make ice out of the tap water, so it's not. Water's fine, at least where we are. I'm sure that's different everywhere though too. You know, each municipality has its own water and water filtration system, so it's gonna be different everywhere you go. Eric says in our school district they send out a phone alert if you didn't call to tell them your child was going to be absent.
Oh, see,
That will
that's
be
nice.
concerning to us as well. Yeah, see, it's
See, it's not, I'm not just that crazy parent. I mean, I just thought that was a little concerning.
you know, and that might be different at different schools too. You know, we're just telling you our experience.
It was so
in the school
concerning.
we're at.
I'm gonna sneeze. It was so. I'm gonna sneeze. It was so concerning to us that it kind of forced us to get a cell phone for my 8-year-old on the bus to put a. Okay, this is gonna sound really creepy, but to put a GPS on it. I have an app that I can actually literally, when he's on the bus, I can see how fast the bus driver is driving.
Yeah, you can.
I can see where the bus is stopped. I can see the direct route the bus has taken. I can see if it's been, like, if she's changed her route up. I can see all of that, and it actually alerts me that Miles has made it to his destination, being school. Because it's just like, what do you mean you don't? That's just so weird to me. In our children's old school, like I said, 10 minutes. If they know me and they call and be like, hey, is bro not feeling good? I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I forgot to call you. And, you know, so it was just, that was really weird to me. I was like, what about the children who walk to school? What about the children that bike to school? What, I mean, I don't know. I just, that was just different to me. So
Anybody else got any questions? Otherwise, we'll wrap this up. Wrap up the night.
who is about the sub?
Who
Sub,
asked?
yeah,
Who asked about the sub
Yeah.
in the first place?
yeah. Cause I'm gonna eat a sandwich now. Cause I'm super hungry.
I don't know where it went.
Well, you got me in the mood for, what is that up there?
What? A super chat. Thanks, Chrissy.
Oh my goodness.
So nice.
That is so nice, Chrissy.
Where's the
Thank
sub?
you.
I can't find the sub thing. I can't find the sub thing.
Well, anyways,
Yeah.
I'm eating a sandwich now.
I feel like eating a sandwich too.
We didn't eat dinner.
Do one about key lime pie.
Oh.
Hey, I love key lime pie, and I've had some real key lime pie. Where was that? I was up in Pensacola, and I had some there.
I
But
will try it. I will eat it on here and
when
try
you
it.
were-
I'm just not a pie.
when you
It
were
has to
doing-
have chocolate in it.
When you're doing something with Sully, somebody asked if we're ever gonna go to Key West. And
I would
said,
love to.
Did you see that they shut it down to everyone except for residents? Like,
Oh wow.
only residents are allowed in Key West right now. What is the name of the song at the beginning of your videos? I can't get it out of my head. It is
Go with me.
My Go Away Dream by Not the King. Here, I'll type it in here.
Go with me.
There you go. Yeah, it's just, I don't think it's even a real song necessarily.
think so
It's just
either.
one in our editing software
That was free.
that's like copyright free or whatever. So it's not like a song to jam out to on your Sunday drive or anything like that. But maybe it is, I don't know.
Water bill is high.
How much? You got to remember, Tonka, we got 5 kids
Tubs
that,
several times a day.
yeah, that literally I'm yelling at. I'm the water police around
You
here.
are.
I am. Like, Brody's in the shower, I'm like, 5 minutes! You know, I'm yelling at him. You can only be in there 5 minutes. And we have so much laundry we do all the time. But to answer your question,
Dishes.
our water bill is literally $160 to $180 a month. It's really high.
Which in
But
Wisconsin we
hold
only
on.
paid it every
we had
3
some,
months.
We had some leaky faucets and a leaky
Yeah.
spigot outside that now are fixed. So we will see if that hopefully lowers our water bill a lot. Plus our sprinklers too.
Yeah, 2
So,
a.m.
Yeah, so we have sprinklers that go on all the time. So, man, and that's part of our HOA
Yeah,
makes
we
us, we
we
have
have
to water the
to.
grass. So if you don't water the grass here in Florida,
And
this
Tonka,
time,
that's without a pool.
that's no pool. If you
So
don't
keep
water
that in mind.
if you don't water your grass this time of year in Florida, you're not gonna have grass anymore because there's literally like no rain. GB says Life 360 is the app we use. That's what we use too.
That's what I use.
Yeah, so
That's what
it's-
I use. That is what I use. I keep tabs.
Do we have natural gas or is there only electric? Our furnace is run off of natural gas, but it's all inclusive in one bill for our utilities. So, and that runs us, man, I don't even remember it because I did the whole averages when we made a video on our monthly expenses pretty much in
Yeah.
Florida. So you could go back on it, but I'd want to say that
Maybe we'll put. Can't we do it where we put that to the top so then it's easier for them to see
our,
it?
to the top here,
Can't we rearrange?
what are you talking about?
Can't we rearrange it so we can put it up so they can see it?
Up
easier?
where?
Like on the
It's on our page.
YouTube?
Yeah, it's on our page.
Oh,
It's
I
there.
was just trying to be helpful.
But I believe that our utility bill is roughly around $215 a month, and our water bill is $160 to $180 a month. So bills can get pretty high. But yeah, other than that, guys, give you a couple more seconds, ask any more questions you may have, and we'll wrap it up so Lindsay can have her sandwich.
Oh, I need a sandwich. I'm sorry.
I want a sandwich too now.
You guys, and I think it's gonna be a long night with Sully.
Yeah. And if
And if he starts coughing, we are in trouble. We are in trouble with that one.
if Miles doesn't get any better by Monday, he might have to go get tested for that whole
Let's just hope not. I don't even
C
want.
word
Don't
thing.
say it. I just don't even want to.
yeah.
I don't even want to think about that right now. I just want him to get better.
Put the link to that video in your description. You know, I can do that. I'll do it right now. Makes it easier to get to. Yeah, I'll do that right now. Good idea. Here. Talk for a second, Lindsay. Talk about all things
All
Florida
things-
right now.
All good things. All good things.
Where is it? There it is.
I'm just feeling a little anxious about that question. I really hope that the school thing answered everybody's questions. But I am curious, anyone here who has kids in school, where you're at right now. Is it different? Like the things that I've said? Or is it more normal than we think, because we're, you know, we're from a really small area, and so maybe bigger areas, right?
So-
Maybe bigger areas, that's just a normal thing.
Maybe. So that video in question is now down in the bottom of the description of this video.
There
So
you go.
thank you, Erica. Prayers for you all. Hopefully Sully gets better. Poor little guy. Please keep us posted. We will. Like I said, we're putting another video out tomorrow, guys. So
It's gonna be one of those nights though where literally I'm staring at both Miles and Sully all night.
yeah, for sure. But thank you guys so much for watching. Right? What's going on?
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you,
Yeah.
Eric, because it's hard. We have nothing really to compare it to.
Right.
The school my kids went to in Wisconsin was my school growing up. So that's just all I've known. So
Does
is the
here we
recess,
go.
Eric, is the recess thing, is that different for you too? Like, do your kids have recess
I thought
every
you were
day?
talking to me, said Eric. So.
No, yeah, Eric.
Yeah, I know.
I want to know that quick before we.
Okay.
Eric, do your kids have recess? Is that, am I blowing that out of proportion?
Yes. They have recess.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm not blowing that. That's
Lowat wants to know if our school does e-learning. I mean,
yeah. No,
they have like different
they have.
things that they're supposed to go on, and yeah. And
Yeah.
now we're doing e-learning. I mean, so,
They have programs that the kids have to sign on at home.
yeah, they all say it's mandatory in their school. They have recess every day.
That see,
Oh, hang on, the gun thing. Some where you're permitted to carry a gun without a permit includes you are in your home, place of business, you locked your gun in your vehicle. Okay.
yeah. So
I have my gun in my home, so
when I questioned that, and I said, remember when I questioned the recess thing?
oh yeah.
And they tried to they were very like, but you don't understand. Their gym is outside, so they're getting outside time. I'm like, yeah, but they're still that's still a class.
Yeah, right.
It's not them unwinding and running around
That's
with their
probably what it
friends.
is, though. Eric says that they have to be outside as long as it's above 32 or not raining. So they have to have a certain amount of outside time, whereas in other states, usually the PE class is held indoors. So that's why they have to have recess. Where here in Florida, PE is most of the time held outside.
Our kids, that's all it is
Right.
outside.
So
'cause
that's
they
their
don't have
outside
a-
time is PE. So they're not mandated to have recess. They're mandated
Yeah,
to
but
have outside time.
Oh,
Right. So
so that's the loophole.
that's a loophole. It's a loophole
That's
is what
the
it is.
loophole.
Yep. Yep. So
With another thing though too, can you guys have my back here, Eric? Do you understand where I'm talking about with long term? Our children, bless their hearts, but they act up for us here at home, and
Yeah,
they're
right.
good at school.
yeah, right.
Knock on wood, we've got 5 of them. Sully's not in school yet, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when we talk to
Good luck to his teacher.
yeah, Godspeed. When we talk to the teachers, you know, they're always doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're very quiet. They're listening, whatever. So I don't like that, and even advocating for other children that are listening, I don't like that everybody is punished for, like, where the kids can't even talk at recess.
Yeah, right.
Or not recess, lunch. So, you know, my kids coming off the bus and right away tears, we can't talk and they do it for like a month. I mean,
Yeah, it's bad.
they put weeks on where they're not allowed to even talk during
And
eating.
we're the type of parents that we address that with the dean of students. Like we
100%.
call them and we're like, what is going on here? You can't do this to these kids. blah,
No,
blah, blah.
because looking long term, it's going to be like, I feel like as they only get older and the kids are going to get smarter, they're going to be like, we're going to get punished too. So
Yeah.
join, you know what I mean? That's my concern. I don't like that. But they did say they were working on changing that for
So
next year.
everyone's
So,
wishing that Miles and Sully feel better.
fingers
So,
crossed. Oh, me too.
thank you, everybody. And like I said, we're putting out a new video tomorrow. Subscribe to our channel if you're not, so you can hopefully win yourself one of these, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes, t-shirt time.
T-shirt time. We got cool tie-dye ones and everything now. Pretty sweet. I even have a new design I worked on, so
Yes.
I gotta get that out there. Actually, it's Lindsay's design.
It's not it's my design, but you've had a lot of positivity
Yes.
flow with that.
But
So,
anyways, we'll get that one out soon. And other than that, thank you guys for watching.
yes.
And we'll probably see you live, middle of next week, end of next week, next weekend probably. We'll probably wait a
we'll
week.
be back on here. We like talking to you guys like
We'll do
this.
the Facebook thing too, because man, that worked out well. We
Yeah.
have over 2,000 views on our video we did last
Wow.
night. That's crazy.
That is super crazy.
So-
Thank you guys so much. We love you all.
Yes.
Keep the questions coming.
And we will see
And-
you
Oh, and we will see you
next time. Next time.
Next time.
How do we end this?
Maybe.
Yeah, next
Maybe
time.
we'll just stay on here.
Yeah.